Today we're going to take a look at the FizzBuzz Kata in Eclipse using test-driven design. So we're looking at the rules now. We want to write a method that takes in numbers 1 through 100. For multiples of 3, we return Fizz. For multiples of 5, we return Buzz. For multiples of 3 and 5, we return FizzBuzz. Otherwise, we return the numbers. So I've already downloaded the Spring Tool Suite, which is a version of Eclipse, available from spring.io. And we're going to make a new project. It'll be a Java project. And I'll close out this dashboard here. First thing we're going to do is make a new Java class. And we will put it in the com.fizzbuzz package. And the class name will be FizzBuzz. The next thing we're going to do is write a unit test for our class. So the rules of test-driven development are that we can write no production code until we have a test for that code. And here my Mac is giving me a little bit of a fit. There we go. The hidden dialog pops up. So we want to add JUnit4 to the build path so we can use JUnit for our tests. And here we go. So everything compiles. And I'm going to write my first test. I'm going to test the number 3. And we will use Eclipse to help us with any errors that come up to the left here. So I'm going to assert true in my test that when I call my FizzBuzz method with 3, the result equals Fizz. And I have some errors. I'm going to save the file with Command S on my Mac or Control S on Windows. And Eclipse gives me some hints. So I can create the method in my production code in my FizzBuzz class. I'm going to change what it created to return an object or a string instead of an object. Now I run my test, and we see that the test fails because I haven't implemented what happens when you have 3. I'm going to write the bare minimum amount of code to make it pass. So I'm going to make it return Fizz. Run my test, and it passes. It's green. Next, I'm going to write a test about what happens when I pass in 5. And when I pass in 5, I expect to get Buzz back. I run my test. I ignore this little error that keeps coming up about the firewall denying connections. It disappears too fast for me, and I see my test failed. So I'll write the bare minimum code to make this pass. So if I pass in 3, I return Fizz, otherwise I return Buzz. I run my test, ignore that pop-up about the firewall again, and it's green, my test passed. Now I'm going to write another test. I'll cut and paste, or copy and paste. And we'll test the number 6, because remember the rule was if it's divisible by 3, we want to return Fizz. And my test passed. I wasn't expecting that. It's because I had a typo. I want to say get number 6. Now my test fails. This is why it's important to get a failure. Then go over and write your code to make it pass. So we're doing the red, green, red cycle here. So run the red cycle of it. So if I modulo 3 equals 0, return Fizz, and that makes it pass for 6. Go back over here and let's write a test for a multiple of 5. In this case, 10. And my test passes, which is not what I want. There we go. I forgot to change it to 10. Now it should fail. And then I go and write my production code. So I want to do the same thing I did for 3 except for 5. This is going to cause me errors because I've gotten if statements but no guaranteed return, so my IDE tells me how to fix that. And I'm going to put that inside an else statement. I auto-format my code. On the Mac, that's Command-Shift-F to clean it up. And it still fails. What am I doing wrong? Look at my test. I got my test wrong. I want it to equal buzz. And now it passes. Okay, we'll write another test. This time we'll test a multiple of 3 and 5, in this case 15. We have 15, we want to return Fizz buzz. And it fails, exactly what we want. We go back over, and we add 15 to our logic. And I get a bunch of errors from cutting and pasting, so I need to clean up the formatting. One too many curly braces, there we go. Auto format, it cleans it up. And I have a typo there, so it's going to fail. And also, my evaluation of the else ifs is out of order. I need to move my 15 up top. And I catch the typo. Auto format using Command-Shift-F. Run our tests. And it passes. One more rule to capture, and that is what to do if we pass in something that's not a multiple of 3 or 5. So test 7. And my test fails, which is exactly what I want. Now I want to go over and make it pass. So we use the integer object, which has a toString method. Compiler fills that out, or the IDE fills that out. And got a 3, a 5, a 6, a 10, a 15, a 7. Those should be all my requirements. Let's just test multiples of 3 and 5. Try 30 to make sure that works. And it